Hey guys, good afternoon. Um, KCT had messaged me, which thank you for that, wanting to know how all of my medical stuff is going with my pregnancy, with the multiple sclerosis, the CADASIL, and the Moyamoya. So I'm just gonna do an overall thing and probably a quick one because between the three, the MS, the CADASIL, and the Moyamoya, um, there are so many similarities of symptoms that go with each one. So let's get down to it. Multiple sclerosis, just to let you guys know, they still put me down as having MS. However, after my son is born, I do have to go in and get a third lumbar puncture done, just so they can rule that out and any other diseases that are going in with my immune system and just messing with everything, basically. So they really want that fluid. And I'll just give you guys an all-around result why I have to go in for a third time. The first few times, the first one they did, I was in for about 2 hours. 2 hours. And you guys, they think this is from when I was born, not from my car accident. So the lower part of your lumbar spine, mine is actually twisted. So it kind of like cuts off the fluid because how my spine is in the lumbar region, it is twisted. So for them to get the fluid is kind of like nearly impossible. And they have used an x-ray to do this because they needed that to make sure they got into that space. So after 2 hours of my first time, I was literally crying, you guys, because I didn't know what was going to happen because, I don't know. But, yeah, it didn't go so well. So I had to go in for a second one. That also did not work. So they tried really, really hard. And then they had another specialist who also does the lumbar punctures to come in and help him and see if he can try to get it. And there was just no way. So now after my son's going to get born, obviously I have to wait till in a couple months, which I'm going to guess, let's see, maybe late spring, early summer. I'm going to have to go in and get that done again, in which they're going to use 2 x-rays because they need the top one and the side one to make sure that they can get this fluid so they can get it tested. So as of CADASIL right now, they put it down as I do have it, but nothing has been done since. And for my blood to even get tested for that, you guys, I would have to drive over, let's see, over an hour to get this done. And let me tell you guys, this mama is not ready to be driving over an hour because I am going to be like 34 weeks. God, I hope I'm right on that. You guys, it's terrible. 34, 35 weeks, whatever it is. So for that, I did get tested for CADASIL, but unfortunately the location that took my blood did not send it out to the right place. But the right place that can do it, that is local, is more than an hour away. And as of right now, I am not driving that far. It's crazy. So I denied them on that. Now with the Moyamoya, You guys, after my brain bypasses, I was doing really good for a little while, and then after I got pregnant, even before that, I started seeing some symptoms come back, especially with my speech, slurring words, stuttering. Those two were just the main ones that I've noticed. And then all of a sudden, I was getting the numbness and stuff going on in with my hands. And obviously now it's starting to spread throughout my body. My neck gets it now my arms get it. So it's just this whole thing. Which, guys, I really don't know. I mean, for me, it's really hard to deal with this every day. But I'm doing it. So, uh, it's it's just one of those things, and then you have your anxiety and depression on top of that. And let me tell you guys, that is the worst. And I do have support, but not the support that I fully need. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys. Like, I do have support, like from my daughter and friends and family. Well, my friends who are now my family. But I don't have that extra support from the father of my child. Um, I'll just put it this way, when he wants to come around, he'll come around. I'll put it that way. Um, so that kind of leaves me with a little bit more stress. But with all of this, it's a really hard thing because I have to constantly be seen all the time. When I passed out in my neurologist office, neurology, get it? And this was in November. I don't remember anything, you guys. I literally don't. All I remember is telling him that I was feeling really warm, like really hot. Like my palms were all clammy, and told him I feel like I had to go to the bathroom, aka diarrhea. And I just felt like I was just going to pass out. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't know if I had seizures, strokes, whatever. And the next thing I remember, they're trying to wake me up, and they put me on that, oh God, that bed that they always have, or the table that they have patients sit on and get them checked out. So they had me laying on there trying to get fluid into my vein, get that needle into that vein, and my body just wasn't having it. And there's like no vein showing up anywhere. And so, needless to say, they had to call 911 and get me transferred to the actual hospital where I had my bypasses. So it was just this whole thing. Like, I didn't know what was going on. It was terrible. And then obviously, I had them text the father of my baby, and I called him, and he told me that he couldn't make it. You guys, I've never felt more alone when that person, when you have that person that you trusted, that you loved, tells you they can't make it, but they can make it for everything else, for everybody else. It's a really hard thing. But, my doctors know what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on. So, and I was to have a planned C-section. But coming to find out that the neurologist at this one hospital where I was supposed to deliver my son, He didn't feel comfortable doing it just because of my history with the strokes, the seizures, and especially with the Moyamoya, and me still having all these little episodes in between. He didn't feel comfortable doing that, so they got a hold of the other hospital where I had the 2 brain bypasses, and this one nurse told my OB doctor, well, if she can poop, she can push. Okay, now that is something that I found not right. And since then, I've been contemplating on where to go to get him delivered by via C-section. Somebody who will take me with this disease, and who will take this disease seriously, because I know my body. I am not there yet. Just doing some simple things around the house, I get dizzy, lightheaded, anything. And for this one particular nurse to say that to my OB doctor kind of raised a huge flag. So, I'm just like petrified, because if they want me to do a natural labor, which I mean, I went through 45 hours of natural labor with my daughter, and she's 16, and I was 20 when I had her. So trust me, I know what that's like. But this is a different situation. This is, if I didn't have all these medical problems, then I would be like, yeah, okay, that's fine. But this is just like pushing your body to do something more that you can't do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to get a hold of my neurologist and my neurosurgeon. My neurosurgeon is at that hospital where I did the bypass, which is where this nurse made that comment. And it's all connected to the Children's Hospital here in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee. So I just wish, people could be, a little bit more sympathetic. It's not just like, not to be mean to any of the other women around here who just want to, go in and have an elective C-section. This is medically, an actual C-section that should be taking place, that should be scheduled, that should be number 1, on the list to be done. You guys, I don't get it anymore. I'm kind of confused. I'm, excuse my French, but pissed off. So I don't know. But Casey, I don't know if that answers any of your questions or anything of that sort, but that's just basically what's going on. So yeah, it is. It's really hard on my body right now. Plus, with being in the car accident, so my spine is messed up. The muscles and the tissues in my back are pretty much damaged from this car accident. So whether or not I can even go through an actual labor and vaginal delivery is going to be beyond me, because I can't even do simple chores at home, let alone try to do a vaginal birth, not knowing how long it's going to take, So, if you guys have any more questions or comments, please leave a message. And I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to you guys. It's just been a little busy and trying to get things ready for my son, who should be here. I think it's in about 5-6 weeks. So, all right, guys. I will talk to you later. Y'all have a good night, and I will talk to you guys later and keep you guys updated on what's going on. All right, bye.